Welcome to BuzzLab Updates. Subscribe and press the bell icon for more updates. The world awoke to breaking news. Manila has unveiled a strategic naval base near Taiwan, sending shockwaves through global capitals. News tickers blared. China stunned by Philippine naval assertion. New Cold War? Tensions skyrocket in South China Sea. Satellite images of the Baton's Islands, once remote and tranquil, now dominated headlines as the new epicenter of great power rivalry. In Washington and Beijing, officials scrambled to respond. The Pentagon pored over maps. China's foreign ministry issued a stern condemnation, masking genuine surprise. For years, China's expansion in the region seemed unstoppable. Today, the Philippines has upended that narrative with a bold, calculated move. The inauguration of Naval Base Muis, broadcast live, showed Philippine flags flying defiantly over windswept cliffs. A quiet but resolute message to the world. This is more than a new military outpost. It's a declaration of strategic independence and a direct challenge to the status quo. The Philippines has thrust itself into the heart of the U.S.-China rivalry, transforming the Luzon Strait, a vital artery for global trade, into a potential flashpoint. International media rushed to the scene, eager to witness history in the making. The world now watches, uncertain whether this bold step will bring stability or spark a dangerous new era of confrontation. The old rules are gone. The balance of power in Southeast Asia has shifted overnight. All eyes are on the Philippines, waiting to see what comes next. Naval Base Muis is a game changer, not just for the Philippines, but for the entire Indo-Pacific. Perched on Mavulis Island, less than 150 kilometers from Taiwan, it commands the critical choke point of the Luzon Strait. Once isolated, the Baton's Islands are now a permanent, unsinkable aircraft carrier, an anchor between the South China Sea and the Pacific. The base gives Manila unprecedented oversight and control over one of the world's busiest sea lanes. Any navy moving between the Pacific and South China Sea must now pass under the watchful eyes of the Philippines. This transforms a former vulnerability into a formidable strength, projecting power where there was once only empty sea. The base is a fixed, enduring asset, a concrete symbol of the Philippines' long-term commitment to defending its northern frontier. It signals to allies and adversaries alike, the Philippines is here to stay. With Naval Base Muis, Manila is no longer a passive observer, but an active guardian of regional order. The base is more than buildings. It's a strategic lever, giving the Philippines influence it's never had before. It's a foundation for sustained operations, intelligence, and partnerships. The nation's northernmost outpost is now its strongest shield. The tides of power in the region have turned. Naval Base Muis has redrawn the strategic map for the Philippines, China, and the United States. For China, it's a major obstacle, blocking easy access to the Pacific and complicating plans for regional dominance. For the U.S., it's a welcome boost, a new outpost for joint operations, intelligence sharing, and a stronger alliance under the Mutual Defense Treaty. Manila's move signals a clear pivot. No more hedging between superpowers. The Philippines is asserting sovereignty and standing up to Chinese pressure. This is a new era. Manila is no longer a pawn, but a player with its own assets and agency. Both Beijing and Washington must now recalibrate. China faces a more resilient neighbor. The U.S. gains a proactive ally. The balance of power is more complex, and the Philippines holds a stronger hand than ever. The region's future will be shaped not just by giants, but by the boldness of nations like the Philippines. The world is watching how this new triangle of power will play out. The Philippines has changed the game. Naval Base Muis is more than a symbol. It's a cutting-edge military hub. Its advanced radar and surveillance systems provide 24/7 coverage of the Luzon Strait, tracking ships and aircraft with pinpoint accuracy. Integrated with drones and satellite feeds, the base gives the Philippines unmatched situational awareness in the region. A deepwater port hosts the Navy's largest warships, while an upgraded airstrip supports transport planes and patrol aircraft. The base is self-sufficient, with fuel depots, ammunition storage, and maintenance facilities for long-term operations. It's also a lifeline for disaster response, with hardened shelters and medical facilities ready for typhoons or emergencies. The base's dual-use design means it can support both military and humanitarian missions, reinforcing the Philippines' role as a responsible regional partner. Defensively, it's a fortress, equipped with anti-ship missiles and air defense systems to deny access to hostile forces. The entire island is now a bastion, protecting sovereignty and securing vital sea lanes. Naval Base Muis is not about aggression. It's about defense, stability, and resilience. The Philippines now has eyes, ears, and muscle at its northern frontier. The message is clear: nothing moves here unnoticed. Naval Base Muis is a powerful symbol of Filipino pride and determination. Built by Filipinos, funded by the national budget, it's a testament to self-reliance and national will. The sight of the flag flying over Mavalis has ignited patriotism across the archipelago. This base is a direct response to years of foreign encroachment, a message that the Philippines will not be intimidated. It marks a shift from defensive caution to confident action, inspiring trust in the nation's institutions and armed forces. The project proves that smaller countries can stand up to larger powers through strategic planning and resolve. Naval Base Muis is a blueprint for middle powers asserting agency on the world stage. It's not just about defense. It's about hope, unity, and a new chapter in the Philippines' long struggle for sovereignty. The world is taking notice. The Luzon Strait is one of the world's most vital arteries, linking the Pacific and South China Sea, carrying global trade and energy. Any disruption here would send shockwaves through the world economy. Militarily, it's the main gateway for Chinese and U.S. navies, and a likely flashpoint in any Taiwan conflict. Submarines from both sides use its deep, complex waters for stealthy passage. With Naval Base Muis, the Philippines can now monitor and complicate these movements, adding a new layer of risk for any navy. The strait is also home to undersea data cables, the backbone of the digital economy, now better protected by a permanent military presence. Control of the Luzon Strait is a decisive factor in regional security and commerce. The base's surveillance and defense capabilities make it a guardian of both physical and digital lifelines. The world's attention is fixed on this narrow channel and on the nation that now stands watch. The Philippines holds the key to a global choke point. Naval Base Muis has forced China to rethink its military strategy. Beijing's plans for a Taiwan contingency relied on easy access through the Luzon Strait, now blocked by Philippine surveillance and missiles. China's A2AD strategy faces a new, smaller Filipino version, creating a contested zone where Chinese forces can't operate freely. This forces Beijing to either accept new constraints or risk escalation with a U.S. treaty ally. Neither option is appealing. The base also strengthens the Philippines' defense in the West Philippine Sea, forcing China to divide its focus and resources. This diffusion of pressure gives Manila more breathing room and resilience. Strategically, it's a classic case of using geography to offset a numerical disadvantage. Psychologically, it chips away at China's aura of inevitability, showing that determined nations can create facts on the ground. Naval Base Muis is a powerful counter-narrative to Chinese dominance. It encourages other regional actors to consider their own options for pushing back. The Philippines has changed the psychological and strategic equation. The region is watching and learning. Naval Base Muis is transforming the Batanes Islands, bringing jobs and economic growth to a once remote region. Local contractors and workers have benefited, and the base is now a vital part of the community's future. Fishermen feel safer, with the Navy and Coast Guard protecting their traditional waters from foreign harassment. The base is built with respect for Ivatan culture and the environment, integrating local traditions and conservation efforts. It also deters illegal activities, preserving the island's unique biodiversity. Beyond the local impact, the base is a hub for regional cooperation, hosting joint disaster response and training with allies like the U.S., Japan, and Australia. These partnerships build trust and strengthen the web of alliances that underpin regional stability. Naval Base Muis is more than a fortress. It's a bridge between communities and nations. It stands for security, prosperity, and shared purpose. The inauguration of Naval Base Muis marks a new era for Philippine defense and diplomacy. The Philippines is no longer a passive bystander. It's shaping its own security environment, and leading by example. The base strengthens alliances, especially with the U.S. and Japan, and opens doors for deeper regional cooperation. Manila's bold move inspires other ASEAN states to assert their interests and invest in their own defense. The Philippines is now a model for how middle powers can uphold a rules-based order. Naval Base Muis is the beginning of a new story, a confident, resilient nation ready to lead in the Indo-Pacific. The world is watching as the Philippines steps onto the global stage. The flag over Mavalis Island signals a new dawn for the region.